quiet women stepping up and being heard.
I never imagined myself being on camera. Obviously wasn't listening enough to spirit, so then my body started to deteriorate to encourage me. It was giving me signs. All my mouth was receding.
Wow.
We heal ourselves. I realized that way metaphysically to heal ourselves was to speak up. I heard David Icke say when he had awakening moment, his inner voice called out and he went on to present to the public.
Yeah.
He had to ask his family to trust him. They weren't having the same awakening that he was. They had to go along with and trust him, even though they weren't having the experience. And that's a huge ask for your family. We were having encounters with other realms. We call it incarnation because that's the best label at the moment that we have.
It's another realm altogether that you're all aware of?
We believe that we have reincarnated another family from another realm. Same age, same order.
Holy.
So, I know,
No, that's awesome. What you're saying is that you, your family, are aware of this other realm that's kind of a twin or a parallel of the same family, the same characters and everything. That's wild. That's awesome.
Same order, same age. As things in history have happened, they happen here. And also some of the things we do in our realm have changed history. And then in the news it will come out that it's changed. I had no way to explain to the kids what was going on. I didn't know even who to talk to about it. It started seeing it happen in the news. That was the confirmation for them.
So can you give like an example?
Neff and Akem and their family. When I first started researching Neff and Akem, because I didn't know anything about them, I started realizing that they only had 7 children and we have 8. Then I learned about the second son, and the second son was a secret. So we did a ceremony of bringing out of the second son in their realm, and once that happened there, within 24 hours, they brought out it could be a second son. So the kids were like, it's working.
Yeah, wow. Your family provides a glimpse as its own little nucleus of what's happening more and more and more. That's a big number. 10 people be in one place and picking up on that language and then actually following it, like you said, and, embodying.
Since we made videos of it, was our normal. We just had to deal with it. It wasn't until I actually started connecting on Facebook with people that I realized.
You were led to do. That's what so many people are starting to do now, which I think is going to be huge. Because so many like you are going to be stepping up. Everybody just tell your story. What's going on? Like transparency.
When someone is speaking their truth, when someone's speaking from their story, it just has a different ring to it. It just feels different. And I get that people want to be a certain way, and so they tell you that they're that way. Yeah. It kind of falls apart.
It's like, who are you trying to convince, me or you? What's happening too is like we're becoming like you. You didn't want to be on camera. There's a lot of people that don't want to be on camera or come out and speak or write. It's okay. We're meant to be ourselves. Relax. It's happening. Your relationship with Neff. I'll use myself as an example. There are different aspects, obviously, we all come into contact with. This sounds different. There are my aspects. I'm still the central point. I'm the human, and everything's centralized here. It sounds like in this case, you're almost like equals. Does it feel like she is contained within you, and vice versa?
Like battery terminals. You have your Oversoul up there who plants different versions of the Oversoul in different realms or different worlds or different stars or label anyone wants to give them, and you incarnate in different realms. And we've only incarnated twice, this realm and the other realm.
From the Oversoul, you've only incarnated twice.
On Earth.
Oh, on Earth. Okay, we got you.
Elsewhere is a whole another ball game that I haven't even opened.
But okay, this is cool. All right. Let's say there's even 10 terminals go out. They're all Earth. They're all happening simultaneously. But the connection between you and Neff, that sounds like something that doesn't happen all the time.
Richard's Oversoul is part of a group. We call them Luco Calais. They've taught us primal language. They keep reverting me back to the root word core language. So they keep telling me to forget the filler words or all the verbs which hold time. Forget time, and it's not what you think. The central is the Oversoul above, so that would be how people refer to that as high spirit. Has all the Oversouls incarnate again together to ground.
So Richard, his Oversoul, called in all to incarnate now in the human form.
Yes.
Okay. So this is interesting because I'm back in these old places that I was, and I didn't really understand it totally. But last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was told to go out and start walking on the street downtown and all these areas that I used to walk. And I was asking why. I said, you're not doing grid work. You're actually anchoring your soul in, like when you were homeless 10 years ago. And I think it's relevant because of what you're talking about. And I don't know what it means, but that's why we do the show. My oversoul had come into my body, and there was all these multiple aspects contained in it, showing me the different, like me doing a live, I had one voice, and here's another voice, almost like a multiple personality thing. Anchoring your soul took my human a long time to be able to write it out and start to level it off. Maybe that's what I was anchoring as I was walking. So that's interesting that you say that, because we talk about the higher self coming in and being embodied. I've never until now heard the oversoul is coming in and integrating, at least with some of us, and it resonates.
Like a big spider web networking out.
Yeah, that's what I was always shown. A big game board with all these squares. These pieces were all moving and creating all this geometry. But when I originally opened the group, Soulology is energy, really what we do. Yeah, I missed the Soulology Fest. I got pulled over, me getting arrested and extradited, and 2 days before it started, and I didn't get out till after it was over. And the energetics of it. And so this whole incredible, miraculous, magical thing happened. And there were so many different aspects of the universal family involved. What's going on with our favorite galactic family?
While you were having Soulology Fest, we had to shift out of our farmhouse from the Lismore flood. I kept saying to the kids, we're going to have to go on the road like Todd Medina. We're going to have to pack up all the farm. I don't know what we're going to do at the end. And I said to all the people that I would chat with, you guys are all my witnesses. Something amazing is going to happen. And something did happen in 3 weeks before we had to vacate. Found a great home, somewhere to put all the animals, not a leaky roof.
Not a leaky roof.
The days you had the Soulology Fest, we were shifting.
Yes, all the synchronicities, all these things happening, that period of time was going to be just huge. And it was. But you basically foretold or prophesized, and that's what you were asking people to bear witness to, which is very similar to my story about the whole Soulology Fest.
You were speaking to a really lovely lady.
Yeah, Angela. Well, yeah, she's like you.
She's lovely. Something with her voice. You brought up the date, May 2011, and that's when I was pregnant with Jeannie, and we had shifted to Byron Bay. We were doing like lots of spiritual things, but we weren't connecting with ETs or ghosts or angels back then. It all started for us back then too.
Yeah.
Another shift.
May 2011. I ended up getting transported from Arkansas to Houston for a misdemeanor, which is unheard of. Even the police were like, we don't know what's going on here. So there was obviously some higher intervention, and I had to travel through all of these places I did. And the land started shapeshift, telling me all the stories of the last 10,000 years and how everything was coming back to full circle and completion. So for me, what I got out of it was kind of like what you told your friends. I told people we're going to create from the chaos. I didn't even know what I was thinking. I just knew Soulology Fest had to be different. And that's what happened, but even beyond my comprehension. Here's what it feels like to have your freedom taken unfairly, like the old May type of energy. And here's what freedom is.
The whole creation of it, you were taken away from, but it continued.
Yes, it continued. They were even pulling together beforehand, like the entire month before. People were creating beds, buying tickets for people, and pulling carpooling from the other side of the country. The overall theme of it all was collaboration.
It's amazing how the universe has picked up Todd Medina and taken him away from this huge event themselves without Todd Medina, the father of soul. If you think back and they write it on a scroll, it's like a biblical.
I saw several people make the comment beyond biblical, and to me it felt profound, just deep. Like even what I went through for those 7 days, I never really blinked. I knew what was happening. It's like being in your house. I think we're just now starting to land.
Yeah.
It feels good. But I liked what you said about the oversoul being the inner child. So when I feel my highest or encounter my highest, it's always with a Peter Pan, childlike, a wonder and funny and laughing and joking. It's always that type of frequency to me.
Just recently with somebody else in the US, I'll make contact with them, and then it's almost quite a playful thing where Neff communicates through others to me.
Okay.
And I had it with you. It's like the rabbit hole. So you have the doors on your right, Cubism, Picasso, young boy pictures, very similar shape to you, I base. So a fawn type being has presented in history. It is satanic in recent times, but if you go way back, it was a god of Pan. Then
Yes. Jesus. This is weird. This is really weird. This is weird.
I've got
Okay.
an email to send you because I didn't want to too much into it in the chat because it would be a bit out there. Jerry says to me, a being is presenting to me, who do I have to draw? And I said, normally you just draw them. They're telling me you've got to tell me who it is. Is the being a fawn? And she went, that's it. So she's been drawing you all last night. And I come back on and you're still live. And I look over and next to you is a bald mannequin on the other side. Neff shaved her head because of mites. There's something about you and the door. Fawn is a musical being.
Yes.
And a Peter Pan-like, and it takes people to other realms and connects them. And it happens to us for like 5 or 10 minutes. It sounds like a really long process, me explaining it all, but it happens really fast. And then we go off to incorporate that with our day-to-day.
Yes, it becomes part of your way of life. This whole thing about Pan and Peter Pan and Sagittarius and the half man, that's something I don't think I've ever spoke about. I have pictures of Pan, real muscular, under a tree, playing the flute. A man that's like kind of like a plant man. He's curly hair, because ever since I was a kid, that was like, I didn't understand that. That doesn't have a religious connotation. It's more of a myth. Feeling what you're saying and some other things that you said, and like you said, we could go real deep on that. I think that's a really good sign. All those things that we were told weren't real, and now we know they're real.
The game now is to help others be playful in everything. There's the dark side and the light side. Peter Pan plays with his shadow. They have a fight with each other and they chase each other. That's how we've got to be. We've got to play with our shadow. We were on a chat with Overseas and we were talking about goblins. Goblins come about because you're saying words on default and they're asking you to watch your words, and they'll be tricksters with you if you keep doing it. Making sure that you cast the right words so that you're not sabotaging yourself or putting a spell on yourself or a spell on any other family member, saying things out loud that you don't realize that you're saying. It creates harm. So we're talking about goblins and we're talking about fairies, and then the gentleman said to me, the beings, do they give you ET technology? Yes, they do. But if you can't accept a fairy, a goblin, Peter Pan, a fawn, or a crystal, or a cloud, how are you going to talk to an ET, and how are you going to accept all that? You have to accept the small first. They're here to raise our frequency so that we can accept all the information. They're not here to scare us. They want us to raise our frequency so that we can accept more. So they ask you to accept the small things. And they ask you to accept cloud, wind and sun and the water energy, and being in the presence of another human being. They ask you to accept all these small things, these small miracles, these small gifts. Accept them, appreciate them, then more will happen for you. That's what's happened for us. But in saying that, some people will go straight to a big thing that happens to them, and there's those that encounter that experience as well. That might be interpreted in maybe an unpleasant way because they haven't gone through all the smaller first, so then they'll have to go back.
Yeah, kind of like what I was talking about with that whole Oversoul thing that I was told last night, because it was like it came in and I had to deal with all the small stuff. Whatever August was about, there's something dramatically has shifted, and the level of awareness is increasing rapidly. And it's through these things like you're talking about. I love this example you give of got to accept these small, like the fairies and the plant kingdom and the nature spirits or whatever that might be, before we can even contemplate this other higher frequency. And it's providing a very stable foundation as we're going forward. And the world is basically no threat.
This you have to encounter within. You have to have your own encounter.
Walking through or down a path that you have not before, which it's all coming to be the same path for all of us, which is... She was curious how the whole ET experience happened. I told her it was through Neff and a Chem. Mary, she talked to each one of them to find out what their gifts were, and she started realizing that they knew their oversouls and they test each other's frequency, where they're at. They play games.
who studies astronomy and ancient astronomy, she will work out what star direction
Right.
this Oversoul has come from.
That resonates big time.
Then the little girls are learning from her as well, so that they'll have their interpretation on it. Once you understand the Oversoul's gift or role, you understand that they sort of put the Oversoul on each planet or each realm. And that's why Oversoul's characteristic is not the same as your Oversoul.
Right.
Knowing that from such a young age, that has helped us to help understand the kids' personalities here on Earth.
Because if everybody taps into their signature of their Oversoul, which basically would extrapolate here to the human experience, is what is your purpose? Because I see what's happening with your family as kind of a precursor to what's going to be happening to more and more people coming in and not ever being conditioned. That's amazing.
They're my teachers, so 8 of them pulling me up all the time, so I can't mess up.
Yeah, that's just like...
If one misses it, the other one gets it.
Are they all like self-sufficient? Like beating...
Yep.
Yeah.
We're just here to make sure that they're safe, but they can still experience. That's how Richard and I brought them up. Supporting that Oversoul's journey. So each child, we've supported each personality of the Oversoul. Having that understanding has made parenting easier.
Say the Oversoul is one, and the Oversoul starts putting these battery terminals out, all these different incarnations, these terminals, eventually through time and evolution, and realize it is the Oversoul. It is the drop in the ocean. It's interesting, this and what your family's experience is, because it sounds like we're going back. Like we all called in our soul aspects, the stuff that we've done over the years to find our wholeness. And I wonder if we're just all going backward to the original Oversoul, and that's why these connections come around. I'm starting to believe it's a very small neighborhood. There was one Merlin, there was one Nefertiti, and when we get to the end of the road, because how do we know some of the people that we physically relate with aren't us?